10 best X-Men combo attacks that prove their powers are unstoppable together. Number 10. The Fastball Special. The X-Men's most famous team move is called the Fastball Special. In this story, the new X-Men get attacked out of nowhere by what looks like the original X-Men team. Leading the charge is Professor X, who strangely tells his old students to kill the new ones. While the new X-Men are confused and try to defend themselves, Wolverine starts noticing something weird. These old teammates don't smell right. It turns out the original X-Men aren't real. They're actually robots called Sentinels in disguise. A big fight breaks out between the real mutants and the fake ones. During the battle, Colossus and Wolverine use their old trick, the Fastball Special. Colossus throws Wolverine super hard, and Wolverine flies through the air claws first to attack. It's such a cool move that other heroes like X-23, Juggernaut, and Psylocke have used it too. Number 9. The Red Surfer. In this 2025 story, Cyclops and his team of Alaskan X-Men are trying really hard to catch up to Professor X, who's running away from Earth with his wife. As a last-ditch effort to stop him, Cyclops and Magic use a brand new team move called the Red Surfer. Here's how it works. Cyclops shoots a huge optic blast at Magic's magic sword, and she jumps on it like a surfboard. The blast sends her flying super fast into the sky. When she finally gets close to Professor X's spaceship, she jumps off the sword and summons a super long magic blade. With one final fiery swing, she accidentally slices right through the ship, causing a big explosion. Luckily, Cyclops and Magic find out the person inside wasn't really Xavier, it was just a trick, so he didn't get blown up. Number 8. Cutting the deck. During a tough fight against a huge army of Sentinels, the X-Men are pushed to their limits, but this team knows their powers really well, and they trust each other too. In the middle of the battle, Wolverine charges straight at a Sentinel. Gambit jumps onto Wolverine's back and charges up Logan's metal claws with his explosive energy. Then, Gambit flips off and throws his charged-up staff at Wolverine. Right before Wolverine hits the Sentinel's feet, Mimic turns into the super heavy blob and smacks Wolverine upward, sending him straight through the robot's neck. The hit causes a giant purple explosion, totally wrecking the Sentinel. Number 7. The Living Bomb. During Marvel's Fear Itself event, Juggernaut became one of the super-powered villains working for a scary guy named Cole Borson, who wanted to take over Asgard and the Nine Realms. Juggernaut, along with a group called the Worthy, caused chaos all over Earth. Thanks to magic from Asgard, Juggernaut became even more powerful than usual, and no matter what the X-Men tried, they just couldn't stop him. One of their big ideas was to have Gambit charge up Rockslide like a giant bomb. Rockslide can control Rock with his mind and usually forms a big stone body to fight with. Since his body isn't alive and is super tough, Gambit filled him with kinetic energy and turned him into a walking explosion. The blast was said to be one of the biggest ever caused by a mutant, but even that wasn't enough to take down the unstoppable Juggernaut. Number 6. The electromagnetic circuit. During the Krakoa story, Magneto and Storm became close friends even though no one really expected it. They were both strong leaders who helped guide the X-Men through the rise and fall of Krakoa, but Magneto had made up his mind. He planned to die in the final fight and made sure the X-Men couldn't bring him back with the resurrection protocols. Storm wasn't ready to let him go. Using her weather powers and some really advanced technology, she traveled all the way to the afterlife to bring Magneto back the hard way. Once Magneto returned, he didn't waste any time. He went straight after Orcus, the group he hated most. Magneto, Storm, and a non-mutant hero named Blue Marvel teamed up to rescue mutants trapped by Orcus. When giant Stark Sentinels showed up to stop them, the three heroes combined their powers. Storm used her lightning, Blue Marvel controlled the energy, and Magneto turned it into a powerful storm of magnetic attacks. Together, they created the first human mutant power circuit, and nothing could stand in their way. Number 5. Breaking the speed of BAMF. By this point in the 2024 Uncanny X-Men series, Rogue's team from Louisiana and the group of teenage mutants they're helping have been hunted by a creepy, mysterious old lady named Sarah Gaunt. Earlier, she fought Wolverine and hurt him so badly that he ended up blind and almost dead. When Rogue finds out Wolverine's in serious trouble, she teams up with Nightcrawler to rescue him and stop Sarah Gaunt once and for all. But to save Wolverine, she's willing to do even more. She grabs Nightcrawler, and as she flies at top speed, he teleports them as far as he can. Thanks to their teamwork and Rogue's quick thinking, they reach Wolverine just in time before he bleeds out. Number 4. The Red Diamond. This awesome team move shows just how powerful Rogue can be with her power copying ability. Rogue is trapped in the rubble trying to get up, while Beast watches the battle from Cerebra and worries she's not strong enough to keep going. Beast tries to send help, but Rogue says no, she's got a plan. She puts her hands on Cyclops and Emma's heads and absorbs both of their powers. Then she jumps into another fight, this time against human soldiers who hate mutants. As she gets hit by blasts of electricity, Rogue uses Emma's diamond skin to protect herself. Then, using Cyclops' optic blast power, she fires a giant laser beam through her own body. Because of the diamond skin, the beam splits into tons of smaller blasts that shoot out in all directions, hitting all the enemies around her. When the smoke clears, Rogue is the only one left standing. Number 3. Great globs of fire. In the riot at Xavier's story, Quentin Quire and a group of rebellious young mutants decide to go against the peaceful rules of the Xavier School and their kind teacher, Professor X. Quentin and his group, called the Omega Gang, stop listening to Xavier and start following Magneto's angry views about humans. Glob has a weird body that looks and feels like sticky oil. Redneck uses this to his advantage by setting Glob on fire, turning him into a walking fireball. With his body burning, Glob swings his arms and throws flaming globs of goo everywhere. The streets below catch fire and people start running as the fiery mess rains down. A nearby protest quickly turns into total chaos. Even though this team-up was used for the wrong reasons, it was still cool to see two of the weirder X-Men characters show off what they can really do. Number 2. The Sandbomb. After the X-Men built and moved into their giant island base called Utopia, a sneaky and greedy villain named Loeb came up with a creepy plan. He became obsessed with the U-Men, people who weren't born mutants but gave themselves mutant powers by putting mutant body parts into their own bodies. To steal the DNA he needed, Loeb sent a bunch of monster creatures called Predator X to attack Utopia. The island came under heavy attack and the X-Men fought hard to protect it. Most of the monsters were stopped, but one Predator X managed to sneak into Utopia's emergency shelter, where innocent people were hiding. To stop it, Rogue took powers from lots of young X-Men around her. With all those powers combined, she moved super fast. In her final move, Rogue threw herself into the monster and used armor's force field power, causing a huge blast that turned the Predator X into a red cloud. Thanks to her, Utopia was saved. Number 1. The 5-in-1 X-Men combo. Once again, Rogue shows why she's one of the best at team-up battle moves. In this story, New York City is in trouble when Juggernaut returns to his usual bank robbing and causing chaos. The X-Men show up to stop him. But just as they do, a super dangerous robot named Nimrod appears and tries to wipe out all the mutants. During the fight, the X-Men can't keep up with Nimrod's crazy strength. Even their famous Fastball Special doesn't work. Rogue knows that one mutant's power isn't enough, so she absorbs powers from multiple teammates, hoping all their strengths together will give her a chance. With lots of voices now inside her head, Rogue struggles but doesn't give up. She teleports all over the room, then slams her super heavy metal body straight into Nimrod. Because of her smart thinking and bravery, Rogue beats Nimrod down. The robot promises to get revenge and teleports away, leaving the X-Men alive for now.